Hi, and welcome to another edition of Tech Bites with Rondo. This time we're going to be taking something in a little bit different direction, and I think you're really going to enjoy this. I was recently approached by a company that has a smart home controller, and my first response was, oh great, another smart home controller. Boy, was I ever wrong. And this is something that, especially if you're looking to take your smart home with you, you really need to give this a close look. And that's the Ezlo Atom. It's also has a name on it, Vera, or called Vera Atom. This is something that it's not your everyday controller. And here's why. You notice the size of it, and it USB end. You don't have to worry about keeping up with yet another wall wart to power this, because they did something very intelligent and they're using USB. So you can take any number, if you're like me, of the plethora of USB based chargers you've got to power this. So you don't have to, clear up yet another power connection. But now here's something that is I took things to the next level. If you watch any of my videos, you know I'm not going to do just the status quo, because I'm looking at taking this on the road with me. I've got some travels coming up, and the folks at Ezlo were really great about getting to them as quickly, because this just came out at the time you're seeing this video is being recorded. This came out just literally in about the past week and a half. So I went a little bit different direction. You know that I like to use stuff from Anker. Well, this is not your average USB charger. It has the IQ charging. It has 2 ports on it. The prongs that go on the wall flip up so it's out of the way, so you don't have yet another cable to worry with. But the reason I went with this is it has a surge protector built in. So if you're not carrying a surge protector with you when you travel, or if you don't have a spare one laying around the house, this one has it built in. It also has voltage protection built in. This really has a lot of potential to it. So that's why I'm marrying this with get several things holding up here at once, with the Ezlo Atom. Now, the Ezlo Atom is a little bit different, and you may hear me make a statement when we switch over to a video that I did a little bit earlier walking through the app that's used to control this. Now, this is, and let me look on the back just to make sure, this is Zwave Plus only. The more involved, or the fancier Ezlo controllers can control things with Wi-Fi. This is just Z-Wave, and I went and reached out to support, and they confirmed it. They said because of the size form factor this is and the app, it's not possible, and this is the only controller out of the line that has this limitation, for lack of a better word, that it will only control Z-Wave devices. So, and that's not a bad trade-off, really, because if you look at the size of this, I mean, you could stick this in your shirt pocket and have your smart home controller with you, and it makes it, if you're going to take this traveling, a lot easier to deal with. So, bless their hearts, they took care of me. They sent a Go Control outlet and a Go Control bulb, so to make sure that I had something that they knew was going to work. And that's the beauty. You will see this in the interface. It has built-in support for a lot of items, and you're going to see me doing future videos on this one because it has that much potential. So you can tell when I get excited about it. I try to start talking and down one sentence, and I'm already thinking ahead into the next one. This has a lot of potential to it. Let's go ahead and go over to the video that I did earlier, walking you through the Smart app on your phone, and then you'll get a sense for what can be done. Well, now we switched over to my handy dandy Samsung S9 Plus. So we'll go into the folder where I have all the apps. Now, this is the Vera mobile app that you're going to want to use. That's the one you link to from the directions. If you look in the Google Play Store, you will see another option listed. Go with this one, because this is the one that all the information's out on. Now, what I've already gone and done at this point is I've already gotten my Vera Atom configured. So when you go into the app after that's been done, this is what you can expect to see. You can just tap on the device, and then you go directly to this screen. Now you'll notice several things are up front. It's really easy to deal with. The devices you configure will show up here if you've made them a favorite. If not, we'll be touching on how to deal with that too. Right now it's defaulting by room filter. You can go by type. You can even go to a list. But that's just to get started. You'll notice that it says no security device has been installed. Well, guess what? There's a lot you can do with this one. So if we go to Menu, Devices, and we'll tap on Add Device, this is where you see everything that it's known that it can connect to. And even if it can't, there's a generic Z-Wave device that should get you into something if the Atom doesn't directly know about it. To show you what the possibilities are, we'll go to sensors. And the good folks at Dome sent me a whole host of things. So we're going to be looking at turning up the motion sensor, which I'm hoping maybe I can do some things such as turning on a light. When I get the leak sensor put in place, be able to have it sound an alarm so that if it senses water, because I'm traveling and in the middle of the night somebody leaves their bathtub on, and I will wake up before, because of the alarm, I'll wake up before, there's anything serious hopefully would have happened. Or say if I happen to leave the water running and I'm filling the tub, I can get an alert or an alarm that lets me know that, hey, stupid, you need to go shut the water off before I make somebody else's life misery. And you can see there's a door sensor in here. There's just from the Dome family, there's quite a bit to work with here. There's door locks, dimmers, and for example, the bulb that I'm using from Go Connect should be down here, or Go Control, excuse me, was down here. So it natively knew how to start talking to it. So there is a lot of flexibility in the device. Let's go back to the main menu here. There are alerts that you can set up so you can see what's going on. Now, the scenes is where I think there's going to be a lot of potential. Now, you notice that I've got light on, light off, and I don't have a room specified at this point, and that's by design. I'm just kind of getting into this slowly but surely. So I've got one that I can tap, and these are manual scenes. You can have triggered scenes and manual, and these are manual. So we'll tap on light off, and although you can't see it, my light just turned on. And now when I turn it off, I can hit light off, and it goes up very quickly. And you'll see the little checkbox does clear itself momentarily. So this is a nice way of having button level control over different things without having to go link through a service such as IFTTT, which is the way I've been doing it with some of my other devices when I didn't have the Vera Atom. So there's really, this shows the potential for having a lot of flexibility to it. So the security devices, that allows you the potential, and I'm going to be doing a video on this, of having a portable security system so that if somebody opens a door, and I have had this happen where they had a valid card key because the hotel got things scrambled, didn't realize that that person wasn't in the room anymore, and somebody walked in and was surprised I was there. So it's handy to have that kind of thing available, and it's nice for peace of mind. And this is a very flexible application, and I like this approach instead of having to use some sort of a web interface, because now you can pull up the app directly from the phone and it's ready to go. Sorry about that. I had a headset on so I could hear the audio while this was all going on. So you see, this has got a lot of potential to things. So it's really, I think there's not going to be any one way that you can use it that's going to be the only way to be done. So like I said, if you're going to use a previous USB charge you got, that's fine. But this was like $10 on Amazon. The link's down in the notes. This is going to be a way that you can power the Atom and protect it. And plus, with having the IQ charging, and I should have mentioned it earlier, for the newer smartphones, that allows the phone to be charged at a rate that it can handle instead of having to wait for whatever power is coming through. So there really is a lot of potential. I'm looking at some other devices because the Atom has really opened up some potential. So there, you'll see a description in the show notes as to what I've gone through so far. There's links to where you can get it, and right now, and where did I lay the Atom? You have to go directly to getvera.com to get this. They are not selling through Amazon at this point, which is fine. I mean, for the price, it's $30 retail, so you really can't complain about that. It's a very affordable way to get into smart control. So you don't have to have some of the investment that some of the other systems have required. And this also, because of its size and being a USB powered form factor, makes it very easy to travel with. Now you're thinking, hey, I don't need a USB charger. I can plug this into my laptop. Well, my response is, yeah, but you can. But if your laptop gets turned off, or if it goes into sleep mode, the power to the USB port may be affected. So I went with what I thought was probably the safer option, and I just went with an external USB charger. And plus, I picked up one that now will charge my Samsung S9 Plus and in a reasonably respectable time. So this is where we're looking at going. This, like I said, this has a lot of potential to it, and I think it's something that you'll be very pleased with. And as you're going through this, make sure that as you get each one of the devices, that you get a smart home checklist. Like you see here, go to this URL on the screen. It will, you'll be able to send an email link to get this to start filling out for all your items. So whether it's the ones that you travel with or it's ones you have around the house, that much information is, you don't have to remember, well, let's see, I got this when, or where's the email with the license key. You'll have it right there. And there's a whole host of these not spreadsheets, but forms that I've created to help every one of us who is doing a smart home setup. So stay tuned for future videos on this. I'll be trying to do at least one a week on this one, because this little form factor, this little gem has really gotten my attention. So I think you'll be very happy with it too. And if there's something you'd like to see me try, please let me know. I'll be happy to do what I can to show you what's involved. I'm looking at all the different features in it, and I wish there were more hours in a day because I could get the content out that much sooner. But there's this little thing called life that kind of gets in the way. So I'm going to try to produce at least one a week on this one, and we'll just take things one step at a time. So thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Just click on the subscribe button. Make sure you click on the bell notification icon so you're supposed to get notification whenever I come out with a new video. And I'll also be putting links out once I've got a few more in this series with the Atom, so you can watch just the ones that are unique to that. But thank you for your time and watching, and we'll see you again soon.